Hello everybody, this is Olga Sokolova, also Mandodari. Today we have another class about sacred measurement. When I went to India in 2005, Dr. Ganapati Stapati, my teacher, he introduced ancient measure. It's called Angula. So Angula is a part of the middle part of your middle finger of your right hand. So apparently in ancient times in India, they would measure spaces to create structures with angula. And one angula is 24 times multiplied. If it's multiplied 24 times, it's going to be a Kishku Hasta, like this measurement stick. So it was given to me in India as a gift, and it has 24 units, and this is one of the dimensions. This is the angula, so it's equal to this phalange. So it's a little bit shorter than mine because I have a big hand, I'm tall. So anyway, this is Kishku Hasta. That's how they would measure space to build a building and the temple. Also, I can show you this, that the Kishku Hasta, this is actually the golden ratio is implemented in this measurement equipment. So if we measure this part, which is one angula, then this is a golden ratio, a dimension to compare to this one. So look, if I put this, then it's exactly my forehead. So I have a golden ratio between angula and my forehead, my angula. So anyway, I was fascinated always by that. And years back, I think it was 2010 or 9, Hank and I, we went to North Carolina for vacation. And I wanted to share this story with you. It was a tiny little chapel. We drove to a small town, and on the side of the highway, we saw a beautiful chapel made of wood, a very small structure. So I asked Hank if we could stop and go there. It was about 9 o'clock in the morning. It was a weekday because it was vacation, so the rest of their population was working, and it was only us. Nobody was there. So Hank stopped. We drove closer to that little chapel. I opened the door. I read the story. And the chapel was open, of course, and it was unusual because it was weekday and nobody was there. It was just only two basically benches to sit down, and article cut out from the newspaper was framed on the wall of that little chapel, and it says basically it said that the woman who built this on her own money, she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and the doctor told her that she's going to live only about 4 months. So she started praying to Saint Jude. She was Catholic, and she promised in her prayer, if she will survive by a miracle, then she's going to save money and build a chapel to Saint Jude. She was cured, and her doctor could not believe it. It was in a newspaper. So she lived another 11 years after that, and she saved money and she built this chapel. So the chapel was open 24/7, and anybody could go there. It was a tiny little table where the altar is, and a beautiful stained glass with Saint Jude, and somebody was praying to him, like a person. So I was there. I was like, oh my God, what a special place. And I decided to ask God if Vaastu Shastra is what I need to do in my life. And I thought, oh, how do I know? So it was a Bible there also laying on the table. And I thought, I'm going to open the Bible randomly and read what is there. So I opened randomly, I pointed my finger, I'm reading, and I could not believe what I was reading. It was Ezekiel, and it was a chapter 41, and I didn't read Bible for years, so I didn't know it was there, and I was like, oh my God, it says, anyway, what happened. So it was something unusual in that on that page, which I did not expect, and it relates to the measurement stick or cubit, because this Kishku Hasta is also known as Cubit. Okay, so I'm reading, and I can't believe what I'm reading. I'm going to read you this, just one sentence, and I thought, it's unbelievable coincidence. It's unbelievable. It's a miracle. It's my miracle. Because anyway, so I didn't want to forget where I opened that. I wanted to read more about it, but I couldn't take that Bible. So I thought, oh my God, I wish they would have a Bible here so I could take it with me and read more. So I turned around, and it was like a shelf and like 5 molded Bibles, and it says, take one, it's free. I was like, oh my God. So I took the Bible. This is the Bible. I still have it. So it says, so it's page 354, and it says, he took me there, and behold, there was a man whose appearance was like the appearance of bronze. He had the line of flax and the measuring rod in his hand, and he stood in the gateway. Now there was a wall around the outside of the temple. The man's hand was measuring rod 6 cubits long, each being a cubit, and handbreadth, and he measured the width of the wall structure, 1 rod, and the 8, 1 rod. I was like, I just cannot believe it, because this is cubit, and Dr. Stapati told me to put it on my altar and pray on it. So it actually lays on my altar all these years, and it's a cubit. So when I was asking, so the whole chapter here is talking about how to build a house for God. And it says here that the man told Ezekiel that people forgot how to build a house for God, and he's going to teach him. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it, because I am measuring, space and building houses for people, designing. And I was always curious about temple design and construction. And it's in the Bible, it says, and the cubit, and I have a cubit from India, the ancient measurement stick, exactly the same dimension as it was in ancient times of India. It's 33 inches long. So I was blown away by this coincidence, and I thought, okay, so I got my answer. I'm supposed to do that. So I'm doing this for years. It's not easy, because not everybody is interested. So the sacred dimension is in this measurement stick, and it's called Angula, and it's 24 of them here. And another thing I forgot to mention, that town in South Carolina was called Trust. Imagine that, yeah? So I was in a town, tiny small town called Trust. I stopped randomly at that little chapel. I opened the Bible before I asked if this is my deal or not to build these houses with sacred dimensions. So when I opened it, was exactly for me. So it was just so beautiful. So remember that there is a sacred dimension. It's called Angula, and it's actually in golden ratio to different parts of your body. And if you will measure another one, for example, if I take this dimension and then I will start measuring my hand, and as you see, it's exactly 3 times my palm also. So it's very interesting. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.